Albuquerque Mayor R.J. Berry is in the Two Casas studio this morning. A lot of big issues affecting the city and some fun stuff as well. We're going to talk about that. Mayor, good morning. It's good to see you.
Good morning.
All right, I want to talk. Last week, the county commission approved $1 million to help get mentally ill people who just got out of the MDC off the streets, get 75 beds. It's kind of piggybacking on an idea that you've had and your Albuquerque Heading Home project. How important is this that we do something in the community?
We have people in our community that need a helping hand. And several years ago, we started Albuquerque Heading Home, which really deals with the chronically homeless, the most medically vulnerable, the most likely to die on the streets of Albuquerque. We now have 300 and almost 360 people that we've been able to house through Heading Home. And these are folks that really have serious medical issues that cost a lot of money for the community as well. So that's why we call it the smart way to do the right thing. We now have a study from the University of New Mexico that shows that we can house someone who's chronically homeless for 30% less than letting them sleep under the overpass. And so the county's work, dovetailing with that, and then working with folks that get out of the jail, because we have a large percentage of the population in the jail that are living with mental health issues. Anything we can do to stabilize, help people get support, get the help that they need, really is a benefit for the community. So we tout their resolution as well, and now the city has passed some language, and there'll be some funding from the city going into that as well.
So you're all in favor of that. You'll sign that and get the money to
Great
programs.
Stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, President Obama has asked that you do some town hall meetings here to take a look at this issue. I think you've had 5 of them. What kind of feedback, what kind of response are you getting as to how can we solve this problem, or at least do the best we can to treat it?
The president last year asked Albuquerque to be the first city, or one of the first cities in the country, to really start this Main Street dialogue on mental health issues. We were actually the first of the meetings. Sacramento, California did theirs the same day. Kevin Johnson's the mayor out there. And we've gone out into our community. We've had 4 quadrant meetings on top of the first kickoff meeting that we've had. It's been tremendous response. We've had over 500 people come, everybody from mental health providers to those who are living with mental health issues to family members, you name it. We're coming together, talking about solutions, and we're getting some great ideas. We want to get mental health services and diagnostics closer to our youth, because that's when, from the ages of 14 to 24, a lot of times, are when we first start seeing signs of mental health issues in individuals. We need to have better connectivity between mental health services. And then in New Mexico, we've kind of developed a gap. There's great critical care, there's great aftercare, but we really need to fill in some of these gaps with residential treatment options and the ongoing things that people need on a day-to-day basis to get from the crisis to where they're stabilized and can have the ongoing care.
Okay, let's talk about something a little bit lighter now.
Sure.
I love this idea. This week, you opened up the Chemo Theater downtown for the big Team USA soccer match. Unfortunately, they didn't win, but this is an idea that you and Mrs. Berry had. How much more could we see kind of some of the city facilities and other things around this area be open for public events like this? It was a huge success. I think 500 people showed up there.
It was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we actually told people, come down. It's an alcohol-free environment. Bring your kids. It's summertime. Bring your grandkids, your nieces, nephews. We had 500 people. Coach Fishbein from the Lobos came down. ESPN Radio was there giving us the live stream. It was a great community event. People were cheering, and we were just serving Cokes and popcorn. We want to do more of this because it's actually a way to bring the community together, have some fun. Of course, it's patriotic, cheer on the national team. It couldn't have been any better.
Could we see more of this in the future, or how so?
We're actually, people may not realize that we do a lot of things like this at the Chemo Theater. If they can get online and check out Chemo, K-I-M-O, Theater, they'll find that we have film festivals, we have opera streaming in, and not everybody wants to see opera, we understand, but there's a good crowd that does.
Different stuff,
We do a lot of things at the Chemo. Of course, Freedom 4th tomorrow is absolutely free to people. So we do a lot of these things to bring the community together, and we're always looking for ideas. I actually had people coming up to me in the weeks before the Chemo event for the World Cup and say, look, Mayor, could you do something? Could you do something for the World Cup? Other cities are doing it, and so Marie and I were at the kitchen table talking about it one night and said, why don't we open up the Chemo and
that's
let
awesome.
people come down.
And people took advantage of it too. I think that's great.
Yeah.
And another thing people are definitely going to take advantage of, tomorrow night, big Freedom 4th, you're bringing in Winona, huge fireworks display. This is all free.
It's the largest fireworks display in the state of New Mexico, and we're actually encouraging people, listen, it's dry out there, we have some concerns. We had some fireworks in the Bosque just last night. Look, go to a public event. Go to the Isotopes game.
Yep.
Come to the Freedom Fourth. It opens at 3. It's absolutely free. You can get a park and ride for $1, either at St. Pius High School or Coronado Center. It's $10 to park if you show up at the event, but it's free to get in.
Yep.
So come down, have a great time. Winona's a 5-time Grammy Award
Yeah.
winner. That will be great, and we have a wonderful time.
Okay, real quick, people are worried about construction. Paseo project, part of Jefferson's going to be shut down. Is it going to be bad traffic or anything worse than normal?
We always
or-
tell people, take the park and ride. It's
Yeah.
easy, it's cheap, and it'll get you in and out a lot faster. If you want to drive your car, that's fine. We'll get you in and out. You might have to sit in the car for a while,
Yeah.
but we'll get it done. But come, take the park and rides. It's really the way to go.
Take advantage of it. Or I
Yeah.
say, put a light on your bike, grab a helmet, ride your bike down there.
Yeah, you can do that
That's
too, because
awesome.
we actually have a bike
They
valet.
have bike valets there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. You don't have to worry about your bike. You don't have to lock it up. They have people. You have volunteers. So you do
Yeah,
that.
we ride it around while you're inside the event. yeah.
Exactly. It's how you test ride the best new bikes.
Exactly.
Just like cars. Mayor R.J.
Hey, good to see
Berry,
you.
it's
Thanks
good
a
to see
lot.
you, buddy. Thanks for coming in.